Pastor James Nwuyeh is listening to all this conversation taking place now, and we all know that no empire lasts forever. So what has been the most successful, according to you, interfaith efforts in promoting peace as, co-director of the Muslim Christian Interfaith Mediation Center? What kind of message are we sending to Nigerians of both faiths to live together in peace? Because we've been living together in peace. All these things we see is just insurgency, kidnapping, and all that. I cannot remember a time when we had a religious riot. For quite a while it has been off. What we're seeing now is some unscrupulous person trying to destabilize this country, and lobbies are out there making money, lobbying so that Nigeria can fall. So what kind of message do you have, for a successful interfaith living in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. I will also like to react a little to the what we call soft diplomacy. With every sense of humility, my colleague and I, Imam Muhammad Nure Assafa, have traversed the length and breadth of the universe, up to New Zealand, talking at the Christchurch, giving an example for Nigeria. Nigeria has healed. And now we have this story. It's like the saying, medicine man, heal thyself. It is quite discouraging to have Nigeria being spoken of in this manner. But I want to tell you that the diaspora, some civil society organizations like ours, has always painted Nigeria in the light, the good frame, and also talked about the successes we are having. Now, when you come about success, I do recall that in 2002, Kaduna signed what they call Kaduna Peace Declaration of Religious Leaders. And since the signing of that document, Kaduna has remained peaceful and calm, and development has enshrined. And then, of course, the government of Kaduna now is building on that. There was a period where we were actually jittery over some of the pronouncements around Kaduna. But now healing is holding and healing is deep. Now how do we escalate this on the national platform? How do we escalate this at the international platform? And let me also say another huge success in Nigeria is when Kaduna, Plateau State declared what they call a Forgiveness and Reconciliation Day. 7 February is supposed to be a bank holiday in Plateau State. And of course, during the era of Simon Lalong, that was signed and that was pronounced, and a garden was created. These are local initiatives. You go to Yelwan Shandam, after the intervention we had, there will be fighting in some part of Plateau State, but the Yelwan Shandam Peace Declaration held, and there is no fighting. You can check that out. So these are diaspora, this exporting Nigerian culture has been on. We were partly responsible for bringing healing in Kenya. You can Google that out. An African answer. Nigerian religious leaders going to address political challenge as far as in Burnt Forest, Eldoret, in the Rift Valley of Kenya. So there are examples all over. What I feel we should do in countering this kind of narratives and having an inclusive narrative of interfaith theology of communication, where people like my colleague and the other colleague in Oshun now can begin to engage. When we engage, if our home front is good, then nobody will have I think what I'm trying to say, nobody will have that space to begin to say negative things about the country Nigeria.